Boom shakalaka, boom boom shakalaka. It's time for the penultimate. That's right, gentlemen. Welcome back to the Penultimate Show. It's me, your host, Bork Monster General, back here for Week Nine's edition of this fabled show. What a crazy week 8 was, right? I mean, we've got clearly two groups of teams. Teams that have a chance at the top and teams that are playing for the consolation bracket. Let's take a look back at Week 8 and see what's cracking. In our first matchup from Week 8, we had Bork Monster General, myself, going up against Vino Labertino, and I thought I had a shot at the victory here. I really did, but Vino really pulls one out, handles business. I've got hurt quarterbacks going down, but those are just excuses. Vino, 96 points, goes to 4-4. I drop to 3-5. In our next matchup, we saw Sheets Slit Sheets winning a squeaker against Dizog's team, 85.94 to 84.1. Sheet Slitter Slit Sheets. Oh, shit. Goes to 4-4. Dizog's team drops to 4-4. Our next matchup saw Blank Shakespeare. Blank Shakespeare with 109 points. Not a massive point total, but it's good enough to get Heater the victory and the $15 for the second week in a row. Danny Heater's Blank Shakespeare is on fire. They get the win over Boudreaux's Maximum Strength. Shakespeare goes to 5-3 and Boudreaux's drops to 4-4. Our next matchup saw Hard Like Old Cheese going up against Non-Fungible Tokens, and this was a low-scoring affair. As you can see, Hard Like Old Cheese gets the win, 63 to 56 over the quickly deteriorating Tokens. In our next matchup, we saw league leader Lee Mack getting his 7th win of the season against my cousin, the West Coast Bork. Our predictions of Bork victory proved to be fraught with peril. Lee Mack wins 106 to 77. Lee Mack just barely missing out on that highest point total of the week. They're 7-1, and West Coast Bork drops to 2-6. Next matchup sees Delayed Hesitation losing a tough one to the Toilet Ghoulies. The Ghoulies, they've had a tough season, but they got a big win here against Delayed Hesitation. The Ghoulies improved to 3-5, and it's not done. Their season isn't done quite yet. Our next matchup saw Auto Supremo going against Mojo Jojo's nice team, and Mojo Jojo taking the victory, 83 to 67. Mojo Jojo increasing to 5-3 their record, and Auto Supremo dropping to 4-4. And finally, our last matchup, the Battle of Nevins, saw Noga Management getting the victory against the Shame Wagon. Noga keeps the party rolling, going to 6-2. The Shame Wagon drops to 3-5. Let's take a look and see how this is going to impact the standings. Things are really shaping up here heading into Week 9. There's not that much more of the season to play. We can see here looking at it, we got Lee Mack in first, commanding lead, 7-1. They've got 886 points. We got Noga Management right behind, 6-2. They've got 871 points. Those point totals, they're going to matter quite possibly in some of the payouts this year. Then underneath at 5-3, we've got Blank Shakespeare and Mojo Jojo's nice team. And they've got some similar point totals, as you can see. Then we've got Delayed Hesitation. They're the point total leader. They're over 900. They're the only team that's over 900. They're in 5th place at 4-4. And in 6th is Sheet Slitter Slit Sheets at 4-4. But look at underneath this. Look at underneath that. Dizog, Boudreaux's, Auto Supremo, Hard Like Old Cheese, Vino Labertino, all at 4-4. all sitting with a chance quite easily to still make that top bracket of the playoffs. Even look down here now at the Shame Wagon, Toilet Ghoulies, Bork Monster General, 3-5. You're not out of it. Anything is possible, although I would like to acknowledge that these teams that are at the bottom, we might be playing this season for that consolation bracket. Then you see West Coast Bork coming in and non-fungible tokens, both of us at 2 and 6. I don't know if you've noticed this, gentlemen, but those of you in the Gambler Special, only a couple of teams that are at the top are in the Gambler Special. It's totally possible that the third place Gambler Special money could actually be decided in the consolation bracket. Crazy. That's how standings are after week 8.
An illegally touched ball is indicated with a fingertips tap on both shoulders.
Let's take a look now and see how this is going to impact the Pick'em standings. Throw those up there. Look at what we had this week. We've got Hard Like Old Cheese, Mojo Jojo, and West Coast Bork all tied at 34. Mojo Jojo went 8-0 this week in the Pick'em to jump up there for a tie for first place. But right behind them, we've got 2 teams at 33. We've got 2 teams at 32. You just go 8-0 one week and boom, you jump up. So it's really anybody's game still, but the current leaders are Hard Like Old Cheese, Mojo Jojo, and the West Coast Bork. And that is how the Pick'em is currently rolling.
Illegal use of hands, arms, or body is called by grasping one wrist, the hand open and facing forward in front of the chest.
It's time for our special guest of the week. It's been a little while since we've had a special guest, and this guest is an NFL linebacker, boys. He played for the Falcons. Now, it is true that he never played in an actual regular season game. His name is Pat Schiller, and he was actually featured in the New York Times Magazine about players that are still trying to make that NFL dream come true. Pat Schiller, though, he can definitely tackle somebody with ferocity, as you can see here. So Pat Schiller was thrilled to be a guest here on the Penultimate show. In fact, I can hear him letting me know he's ready. Go ahead. Take it away, Pat.
The Penultimate Fantasy Football League. What's going on, fellas? Sounds like you guys need some encouragement to keep grinding it out. Long season ahead. I'm actually in a fantasy football league myself, and my team is 0-7. So I need a little bit of encouragement myself. I even had Mike Evans on my roster this week, who had 30-plus points, and I still managed to take an L. So really the best thing I could say is just keep grinding. You know, we got a long season ahead of us, and just have fun with it, and just watch out for the blank Shakespeares. I think that they're the sleeper pick to win the league. So have fun, and good luck.
Pat Schiller, former NFL, pretty much, linebacker, choosing blank Shakespeare as the winning team. Did he know? Did he know that blank Shakespeare is now 2 weeks in a row winning the $15? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know if he knew, but that is what Pat Schiller thinks about that.
Grabbing one wrist, the fist clenched with one hand in front of their chest means a holding foul.
Now it's time for these all-important matchups. The matchups for Week 9.
Fearless.
In our first matchup, we see down on his luck Bork Monster General going up against the powerhouse Delayed Hesitation. Look, Sean, it is a travesty that you are 4-4, okay? You've scored so many points. I don't know how I've got any shot. I'm going to give it a try, but we'll have to see. Those of you in the pick'em, I'd be picking delayed hesitation if I were you. In our next matchup, we see Slit Sheets going up against Vino Labertino. Both these teams 4-4. This win could be crucial for their chances to move up into that top bracket and play for the big money this season. We'll have to see who takes the W. Our next matchup sees Blank Shakespeare picked by Pat Schiller to win the league, going up against Dizog's team. Blank Shakespeare is hot. They've been collecting the moolah. Can Dizog put a stop to it? We'll have to see out on the field. We've got next Hard Like Old Cheese going up against Boudreaux's Maximum Strength. Both of these teams, both of these are our 4-4 teams, looking also for that critical 5th victory. Good luck to both squads. Next, we see Lee Mack, league leader, going up against the lowly non-fungible tokens. Could this be the week that the tokens make a mark and show that they're not invisible in the league? We'll have to take a look. Or is Lee Mack going to keep the party rolling with his 8th victory? I don't know who I'm picking for the pick'em. Who are you picking? Next up, we see Auto Supremo going up against the Ghoulies. Supremo's 4-4. Critical victory needed here. The Ghoulies, they got the win last week. Can they keep the party going? We'll have to see. Next, we've got the Shame Wagon going up against Mojo Jojo's nice team. Shame Wagon's 3-5. They're enjoying themselves. I might be visiting Shame Wagon. You and me, we might be competing in the consolation bracket if we're lucky. Can you take out Mojo Jojo this week? They're looking for their 6th victory. We shall see. And finally, in our last matchup, Noga Management brings his 6-2 record to the West Coast Borks 2-6. Clearly, the odds makers are liking Noga Management. Just looking at the Yahoo algorithm for point totals, can West Coast Bork shock the world? I don't know. But that is our matchups for this critical Week 9.
Honey, why don't you just stay home and bowl me over?
Because, Peg, I prefer a place where my balls are returned promptly.
That's it, gentlemen. Another edition of the Penultimate Show has come and gone. There's nothing left but to see you guys on the flip side of the football field. Ooh, look out. Here comes a touchdown pass.